Hello there everybody, this is Grant, also known as the Collector75. Welcome to another Transformers Generation 1 review. And this time we are looking back at the Generation 1 Insecticons. Now, this is actually the second time that I've done this video. The first time I used probably my original Insecticons that I had, not from when I was a kid, but when I first started rebuying them when I was about 18, give or take. Because I never had them as a child, but I did find a seller who was selling them. This is long before eBay was even thought of. So I didn't have a lot of choice, and they were really bad condition. They were chrome worn, loose as hell, and not even complete. Well, didn't have their weapons anyway. And I did that, and I wasn't really happy with the video. So I thought, well, I just sold them on eBay, to be honest. And I've got this. This is the Special Collection reissue from quite a while ago now. Over 10 years ago. And I thought, you know what, I'll just use these because I prefer them, really, and I feel they deserve that because they just look amazing. And this special collection was great. I used to love these. It's a shame they stopped at about number 20 or 21 or something. That's the thing about Takara, they always do that. Look at the Robot Masters line, stopped with number 25. This stopped with like number 20 or something, just around then. They never seem to last too long, and then they come out with a different line. Maybe it's like the old adage where they used to do comics these days, that if it runs for too long, they think the numbers are too high, so they start again low to try and attract new readers. And maybe they got to these days, I don't know. Whereas I read that back in like the 1940s, it was completely the opposite way around. The higher the number of the comic, it showed that it had lastability or whatever, whereas a new thing, they thought, oh no, it won't last. It's weird, isn't it? How things change and people's perceptions change, but it's great, these old boxes, because I loved all this stuff that used to get all these fact files and everything showing you off the toys, and then you would open it up and it'd have these bits inside it, which I never took out. I have them all, and the binder that came with like Optimus Prime or whatever his Convoy or whatever his name is, and they were just great. You had bios on them all there, if you read Japanese, that is. But they just looked the bee's knees. Anyway, I'm going to stick that in the background. So anyway, so we're going to come to the figures. Now, I like this one because it did come with some little Energon cubes for them to feed on. Oh, I did like that. We're going to start here with Bombshell. Now, I never had Bombshell as a kid, and I can't remember when I did get him, but the original one that I had was broken just here. And then I got another one that was chromed, worn to hell. But this one is brand spanking new reissue. And he's alright, and he's supposed to be some sort of, like, is it rhinoceros beetle or something like that? Very basic. Obviously taken from the Diaclone sort of line, where you can tell because they had this section here. If it was in robot mode, it would probably pop up a little bit easier, which is here. But that's where the Diaclone driver would have sat. Is this from the Diaclone or was it Diacron? I can't remember. But either way, that's where a bloke would have sat. Yes, now, let's transform this guy. He's got a very, very simple transformation. I like him. We're going to bring these down. Fold those down. Rotate the arms around. Let's actually come back so you can see what I'm bloody doing. And rotate these around. And then we've got these stiff arm joints. I love this one because all the joints are stiff. Yes, so there you go. You can see he would have just sat in there. And that's what I remember I was going to say. I always liked, if you look at the promotional art back in the days of like 1985 when these guys were first released, all the promotional pictures had these with red translucent chests. But when they were released, they actually had yellow. I'd have preferred the red. I don't know about you. You couldn't actually get the red. You can get the red on the weird e-hobby versions of these. I was thinking of swapping them out. But yeah, it's a shame that like Shapeways or even these didn't come with different ones that you could swap around or something. That would have been pretty cool. But he's a cool robot, and he does. I do have his little gun down here. Nice gun. Stick that in his hand, and he looks very cool. I wish they'd painted the eyes, but there we go. And he's a very cool looking robot. Let's stick him over there. Shame about the giant gaps, you know, bloody down in her legs though. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Right, so we're going to stick him out and he stands up. Then we're going to come to Shrapnel. He was a cool looking one. Was he a stag beetle, isn't he? I loved him. I loved him in the cartoon, the way he spoke and everything like that. And it's just great. I love these jet engines on the back. They've got his little rub symbols and everything, which sort of do work. You can see that there. And it's good. And I love it how they put wheels on them so you can roll them along. I love that. Right, okay, let's transform this guy, see if I can remember how to do it. It's not that hard, is it? We're going to first of all tuck those away, then we're going to extend these legs, fold out the feet, rotate him 180, and that is basically him done. Then we just come for the big reveal, which is his face. And again, he doesn't have, if I make sure that it zooms in there, he doesn't have a painted face, unfortunately, but there we go. Let's try and move in this, my light back a little bit. Let's see if that brightens him up. That might be a bit better. There you go, that's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, so, you know, he's all right. And he does have his weapon. Where's his weapon? Now, this weapon just sort of fits over his fist, as far as I remember, like that. And that's all right, isn't it? I love all this shiny chrome. I love it. Right, we're going to pop him just over there. Right, scratch me eye there. And then we're going to come to the last of this trio, which is Kickback. He's like a grasshopper. And it's pretty cool. Now, this version, because this is the Japanese reissue, it does have the more angled, pointy wings, whereas the original Hasbro release had little weird rounded bits put on the end there, mainly for safety, obviously. But the Japanese obviously have no problems with that. So we got this one, which is this nice little angle, which does look better, if you want my opinion. He's not a bad-looking grasshopper, a bit weird, but I think the cartoon helped massively with these guys because it does look very basic, but this is how they looked in the cartoon. The cartoons were great with these guys in. Let's transform him. So we're just going to rotate those up. Straighten out the legs. Turn his head round, providing you don't break off the little yellow bits because that is a common breakage point. Then we're going to rotate these around like so, and you've got his little rub symbol just there. And then we're going to rotate these down and then close up these arms. And he's got the most weirdest arms probably in Transformers, because obviously they're made up of two halves and everything, but they're cool. And if I find his gun, he does fit straight over there like so, and that gives him his machine gun. I love that. These guys just look cool. These were like the Decepticon answer to the Dinobots at the time. Like, because the Autobots had the Dinobots and these had the Insecticons. If I just take that away and just put that over to the side, you can see them there. And that is just great. They were just great sort of figures. Let's see if I can zoom in on them there a little bit more. There we go. But that is just great all round. Great figures. Iconic. I like the Titans Return versions of these. Well, sort of in it, sort of like all mixed over generations, Combiner Wars and Titans Returns versions of these. Exactly the same size and just as good, really. Right, this has been Graham, the Collector 75. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and feel free to comment. And you've got the little notification bell in the top corner, and of course you can rate. Not rate, you don't do that these days. Yeah, I keep saying that, but you don't rate them anymore, dear. That is a very long time ago when you used to have those weird 5-star things. But you can support my channel using the little coffee link below. Right, this has been Graham. I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.